Hello and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle! In this episode, we're going to start the end, essentially. When you finish the hero story and the dark story, the last story appears, which to me as a kid was completely mind-blowing. When we get in here, there's going to be a ton of cutscenes that I'm going to be quiet through, so let's get started. This is my favorite part of the game.
What's going on? Why doesn't the cannon fire? What's happening here? It's my grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
What's that vibration?
Hey, wait! Someone is coming.
You haven't given up yet?
It's all over for us.
What do you mean?
I just received a message from my boss. This space colony Ark is currently approaching the Earth at an incredible velocity. It probably will impact Earth.
What's that on the screen?
This is a death sentence for every human being on Earth. If my calculations are correct, the space colony Ark will impact the Earth in 27 minutes and 53 seconds. All of you will be destroyed, along with your beloved planet Earth.
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge once all the 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected. Once I initiate this program, it cannot be disabled. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Ready!
What's going on here? Who is that?
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge.
The vibration's getting
once all
worse.
Professor Gerald Robotnik, one of the greatest scientific minds in the world, and my grandfather.
What? I knew you were behind all this. Stop it right now, or else...
I'd have done this a long time ago if I had the chance.
What do you mean?
You're pretty persistent for a hedgehog, aren't you? You're still alive,
Just
huh?
letting Knuckles pilot the shuttle on the way over here was more dangerous than you could ever be.
What is this?
This is my grandfather's diary.
I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong. Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind, but then the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter, Maria, I hope you are all safe. The colony was completely shut down, probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands.
The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an accident. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I no longer was able to control my thoughts. All I could think about is that I wanted it all to be based on my original projections. I was able to complete my project, Shadow. I designed its mind to be
If you wish to fill the world with destruction... Oh, so that's why you released Shadow from the base.
Core of the Eclipse cannon is now highly reactive and explosive. This is because the Chaos Emerald is overpowered. If the colony collides with Earth, it will shatter into pieces like my grandfather predicted. That mad scientist.
That should be you, right? We have to stop the space colony now!
The space colony arc position may have shifted due to the amount of energy given off by the emeralds. We have to stop the energy.
But how?
That's it. There is a way to stop the energy. We have to use your emerald. You're the one that told me that the Master Emerald has the power to stop the Chaos Emerald.
That's right. If I use this, I just might be able to stop the Chaos Emerald.
The reaction of the Chaos Emeralds is moving toward the cannon's core. It may be too late.
There still may be some time left. If we pull together, we might be able to get to the shortcut that leads to the core.
No worries. Just leave it to me. I'm the world's fastest hedgehog.
Then, let's get to work.
Don't think about it too hard. There's some plot holes. We're just gonna ignore that. Alright, this is Cannon's core, and right off the bat, I have to address this. This stage is going to be lagged out as all get out, and there is nothing I can do about it. I have tried very hard to get this stage to run on the optimal settings to reduce lag. It crashes every single time. And this is a very long stage, so I can't just try to get one where it just doesn't crashes by some miracle and I get out in 2 minutes and then we're done. There is nothing I can do. So we're just gonna have to live with it, unfortunately. This is Cannon's Core. It is the final main stage of the game, and everyone plays it. Well, almost everyone, but we'll get to that later. You start off with the 2 shooter stages, which is just as well because I don't really like the shooter stages all that much. I want to like this stage because it's really cool. It's a cool concept. It's got cool music. The whole thing is just really interesting. But honestly, with the exceptions of Tails' stage, I don't mind Tails' part so much. There's just at least one part in every stage that is completely insufferable. And, I'll talk about it when we get there, but you'll see. Not my favorite stage. But it's worth it to get to the rest of the stuff. Ooh. At least for me, I really like this part of the game. And for some reason, playing through Cannon's Core and, not having the best time with it is kind of part of the experience for me. Just, part of the whole experience I had when I was a kid, I guess. Alright, so Tails' mission, so to speak, at this point, is to make it to the end of his section and destroy that security gate so that Eggman can continue where he left off. You don't actually have to destroy these robots, so I'm not going to. In some ways, this stage is actually easier than the other stages, and I'll explain why in a second, but getting an A rank I find is really difficult. The point requirement is super finicky. I can think of a couple times where I did really well and missed it by 50 points. The thing that makes it easier is that every time you switch characters, so now we're playing as Eggman and we were just playing as Tails, that is actually a checkpoint. So if I were to die as Eggman, I would not only go back to the start of his stage, right where we left off from Tails, but I would keep all of my points, which is not usually how that works. If you get the checkpoint, Eggman has 1 checkpoint in his stage. No one else has any actual checkpoints. If you get Eggman's checkpoint, then you will actually lose all your points if you die. So you really should try not to do that, and I will be avoiding that. God, this is one of those sections that I was talking about that's really just horrible, and I'm not entirely sure how this got past QA testing. What you're supposed to do is ride these blocks that are going up, but when I was a kid, I found that a little bit hard to figure out, and the problem is every time you hit that acid, you take damage. So it's really easy to die in that section really, really quickly. And you have to sort of learn the patterns and know what to wait for and like what blocks are gonna do what. I don't like it. Even though I'm like good at it now and I actually know where everything is. Don't get that checkpoint. Don't worry about that door, that'll be important for much later. There's a point where we went into a room and there were 2 artificial chaos right next to each other. Those are the bane of everybody's existence for the second mission. You see right here, this kind of formation. It's super easy to get hit there, but I will explain how to get past them when it becomes relevant. Come on, there we go. Here's another part where I just think it's completely, like, not fun at all. Do not like this part at all. It's the exact same thing as the other room. You need to know what blocks are going to raise up and where, and like, shoot. See, I hate that. You should not be able to die by touching the ceiling there. Alright, continuing on. This will actually give me a good chance to talk about those 2 enemies I just sort of rushed past before. Oh, goodness. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do about showing the extra emblems for this stage, to be honest. The lag is so horrible that I don't know if I want to make you guys watch it again. I'll show missions 2 and 3 at least. I honestly might not show you mission 4, so here you go here. If you just run right between them like that, then you can just get them before they hit you. But yeah, missions 2 and 3 I really need to show. I really should probably show mission 5 as well. Mission 4 I might just skip, because it's just the speed run, which is basically beat it quickly without dying. And it's so laggy that I just don't know if you guys need to see it again. I guess if anybody wants me to show it, let me know and I'll see what I can do, but it's going to be like this the entire time. There's really nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna go. Okay, we got lucky with that pattern there. So now I gotta stand on this block here, wait for one of those 3 blocks to start coming up like that. Like, I feel like this could have been done in a way that would be fun, but the way they did it is just kind of obnoxious. Alright, let's just try to get through Eggman's stage as fast as we possibly can. Oop. I actually don't think I mentioned it before. These little thingies that I'm hitting that are beeping like that are actually stopping time. And when I say stopping time, I don't mean they're just freezing what's going on the screen. They're actually freezing the timer as well. So when you do the speed run for this stage, you're gonna see that it's like, looks like a really, really low time, like it shouldn't be possible. But it's the reason they can give you such a low time is because they know you're going to be hitting those. Oh god. They know that you're going to be hitting these little time freezing things. Is that going up or down? Okay, it's going up. Okay, now I gotta wait. But yeah, see, the timer is actually stopped. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate a little bit here. So you can use that to your advantage not only for the speed run, but for just the regular A ranks as well, because it can add to your time bonus if you quote-unquote finish the stage faster. That's one of the cool things about this stage. I like the way they did that. Alright, moving into our treasure hunters. Starting with Rouge. You do not get control of Rouge until you hit the ground. This actually took me quite a while to figure out when I was a kid. I don't think I had to look it up, but it took me a very long time to figure out to do this with these platforms. With these pillars, rather. So you just go all the way up, climb up, and up here you've got a time freezy switch. And you go in here. And this is another room that's just awful to deal with. You gotta time everything right. You have to kind of know the timing of those blocks. You can get stuck just waiting for those blocks to pass so you can actually get through. Coming and going. Alright, make sure you hit this switch before you hit this one, because if you don't, your time will continue to run down while you're in the middle of the cutscene. And not what you want, especially if you're doing the speedrun. You'll see there, time actually started moving again, and your timer started, even though Eggman was still showing you that switch. Okay. This part's not great. I kind of used the positioning of that block there to figure... it's not gonna work. Because see, you can't actually get through here unless time is stopped. But you have to make sure that you can actually get to that switch, because if the blocks are in the wrong position, there's going to be a block in front of it and you can't actually hit it. That might work. Okay. Yeah, that's another part that's just like, oh, that's so obnoxious, and I wish they hadn't done it like that. But Rouge's area is pretty quick, and we are already done with it. Which means we're moving into Knuckles' area, which, believe it or not, I think is actually the worst out of all of them. And you will see why. Again, you're losing time during that cutscene. There's nothing you can do about that. You just have to factor that into how you play. Okay, come back down, hit the same switch that Rouge did, which is clever. I like how they did that. So Rouge's little objective there was to fill the area with water. Not entirely sure why, to be honest, but that was the objective. We did that, and now Knuckles, I think, Knuckles needs to open another door so Sonic can go through. So let's get down, and let's get into it. And this stage right here, this alone, for no other reason, is why you want to get the air necklace. It's necessary for some of the extra emblems in Knuckles stages, but this is... Oh god, am I in the right place? This is not an optional stage. This is like the normal story path. And if you don't have the air necklace... Did I go to the right place? Oh my god, I actually didn't. Ah! But if you don't have the air necklace here, there are air bubbles around that you can get, but it's so much harder. And if you go in here, I think you're actually just, can't do anything. I don't think there are air bubbles in there at all. Where was I supposed to go? Up here. Okay, here we go. Interesting that they let you go back there as Knuckles, though. But yeah, if you don't have the air necklace, there are air bubbles that I will show you, but it's just so much easier to have it. Like, I would say it's borderline required. See, there's air bubbles right here. Here, you can get them like that. But because we have the air necklace, we do not have to worry about that. And this is the part that I think is really just horrible. So, come on. I'm gonna hit the switch here. And then you have to swim through this corridor before the time thingy is over. Otherwise, you'll be thrown back. I think we made it. Alright, so that's one. We have to do that 2 more times. And it's really finicky. Alright, so we have to make it to the next time switch before this one runs out. Otherwise, we are thrown back to the beginning. Okay, that's 2. That's 3. Alright, I made that look easy. I do not do that first try every time, not by a long shot. I have a lot of trouble with that. Final security door is open, and we move on to the best section, which is Sonic's section. Here we go. Okay. There is a way to use that switch that I just hit to sort of glitch the game out and like permanently turn off the timer so that it's like frozen forever. I don't know exactly how to do it, and I don't really feel like finding out, but just so you're aware. And here we have the only time in the entire game that Magic Hands is useful. I just don't really like going for that enemy. It makes me feel unsafe. So I use the Magic Hands instead. I can't think of a single other practical use for it. Okay, this is iffy. Okay. If you get stuck in there before you hit the time switch, you can kind of get stuck and die really easily. There's the golden beetle. There we go. Can be kind of hard to hit that. And just listen to this music. I love this song. The music in this stage in general, I think, is really good. Even in the sections I don't like all that much. Now, this is a little bit unclear. I had trouble with this as a kid. You have to go over that edge like I did. If you go back down, you will die. And here we have my favorite part of the entire game. Nice little throwback to good old Oil Ocean Zone. I love slides in video games. I will play through this entire stage just to go down this slide. Alright.
Yes!
That was fun. And the devs must have known that's fun because it goes on for a very long time. Okay. The lag should be over. Yeah, E rank. That's because I didn't really try for points all that much. My goal there was just to get out as soon as I could. There's our second to last emblem.